Guys, my travel story today is the date is old, but I think the memory is fresh. Fresh as if it's gone to that place yesterday. I'm talking about 1980, when as a part of the French study tour from our college, I had gone with my friends. Five of our lecturers were there, all lady professors, and 17 of us, 17 girls. We were given the option of either taking a break at the Marseille port or at Rome. We chose to take a break at Rome. We were there for about 5 nights, 4 days and 5 nights. And then from there, we took a coach. And from there, we started moving all around. And I think it was the sixth or the seventh day, because it was a good 3 weeks tour. And this coach was like a mobile house. And everywhere in the evening, we would stay at the Young Women's Christian Association hostels. We had taken that card. And every evening that was fixed. Whichever was the town to stay in the night, we would reach that town by 7 in the evening, no matter what. Now, this is about, I think we had left Lake Geneva, the Interlaken area, and we were traveling towards Bern, which is the capital of Switzerland. And from there, we were to go to Toblerone Chocolate Factory. And long before that, traveling along the lake, we saw the beautiful, scenic, tall pines, winding roads. Little bit, like as if somebody had spilled some talcum powder on top of their heads, just residue remaining, little bits of snowflakes on top. And otherwise, the season was lovely. It was sunny, bright, and you could hear occasionally the cow bells, in the meadows as they were grazing. Of course, our coach was on a little higher gradient and on a winding road. And suddenly, we had a kind of each of us was sniffing each other like little kittens or doggies. I don't know why. Hey, what perfume are you wearing? Are you wearing this? What's your? No, there's some nice fragrance. What is this? What's your scent? So, none of us could fathom that what was this lovely fragrance that overtaking all of us, though none of us are wearing that particular perfume. And then suddenly there was one, a loud gasp, a collective gasp on behalf of all of us. Hey, lavender, look at that, look at that. And mile upon miles of shades of purples and lavenders just, rushed past on both the left and the right side of the highway on which our bus was traveling. And long after we had crossed that entire area, like we were all in a slightly heady stupor, so to say, because it is so heavenly. The fragrance is lovely, inside in the coach, it was like somebody had spilled a whole bottle of lavender perfume. And after that, we crossed that place and we slowly inched into the compound of the Toblerone factory. It must be around 12:30 in the afternoon. And as it is, we left very early in the morning. So most of us wanted to, take some nibble, have something, not really hungry, but then we wouldn't mind having a small bite of some snack or something. And to add to that, before we could enter the factory, a lot of strong smell of cocoa and the typical, the chocolatey smell where, the milk has been put to boil or the cream is frothing and and the chocolate is melting. That lovely aroma encompassed that entire area. And that place again, it was picture perfect, as if somebody had, painted on the earth's canvas this lovely brick and stone building. It is a fantastic, the factory itself it's a very beautiful structure. And our professor, Mrs. Rojaf, as the Swiss, the French people would call her, name is Joseph, Mrs. Joseph. She was our leader, and the manager came in bustling. He took us in and he showed us every stage, right from the cocoa pods that were brought in from the nearby places that were growing small quantums of cocoa pods. But majorly it was brought in from other places around the world. And how it opened, bean sorted out, and then the beans, the roasted, they're ground into dark, lovely, heavenly chocolate. The varying stages, one after the other. Around the factory, a good, It took us around 1.5 hours to 2 hours. It was a beautiful tour, and it is lovely to see how what we so easily take for granted, a bar of chocolate in our hand. So much of effort, so much of science, so much of technique, so much of experience goes into it, and it's a massive teamwork of hundreds of people put together. And then we were ushered into a lovely, large ballroom-like hall, and I could only imagine, that any moment a band would play, and the prince and princesses will come in the flowing, some kind of a lavish royal ballroom dance party or something like that. But because the tapestry was so beautiful, the chandeliers inside were, the lovely Danish from Denmark, beautiful crystal chandeliers were there, and very fine gold thread tapestry work was there. Seat covers and on curtains hanging. I mean, even the inside of that room where we were ushered in, so the manager wanted to give us gifts. They thought, and everywhere where we went, people thought we were bebe. Bebe means all children. We were youngsters, so we were graduate students. But the kids who are big made and really tall and broad, whether girls or boys, and our size, I mean, looking at us, they thought we were from some 10th standard or something, because their 9th standard and 10th standard kids were, some of them were even taller than us, whereas we were graduate students. So he came in, and I still remember it was one elbow length of Toblerone bar, and each one of us had got 4 bars, packed beautifully in a little basket. And also, he gave us a tiny Saint Bernard pup. I mean, it's a stuffed toy, a little toy, because Bern's symbol is the golden bear, which they have a large pit when you enter the city. This golden bear pit greets you. It's a very beautiful sight. At the same time, for an animal lover like me, I would feel that why are they holding this bear captive? Because there were some 8 or 10 large male and female golden bears, and 7 or 8 little cubs. But it's a beautiful sight to see, no doubt. At the same time, I felt a little sad that because of all of them being imprisoned there, though it's a very large and comfortable enclosure. Anyway, back to the Toblerone factory. We took these bars. All of us said, "Merci beaucoup," that is, thank you to all of them, and left in the coach. And while we just left the factory, hardly 5 minutes drive, there in France and all over because Switzerland is shared on either side by the French and the Italians. So you have these places called Bomash, like the D-Mart, which we have in our cities. Every main road will have a Bomash at 2 corners, and this Bomash was there just hardly 5 minutes away. And when we stopped there because some of the other students wanted to buy some yogurt or some little knickknacks, and I didn't get down. I didn't want to buy anything because I had everything. And as I was waiting, I noticed that side door of that Bomash, a few farmers had just stopped their truck and they were unloading some groceries and some fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. So I just got down and took a peek to see it, and I was more fascinated by the butterflies flying in and out of that particular truck. And when they saw me, and then after that, they noticed that, okay, we are part of this group, and there are a lot of other young girls, some of them going into the Bamash and some of them coming into the bus, coming back, buying whatever they wanted to buy. The surprise gift that we had that day, all of us, all 21 of us, our professors and the 17 girls, all of us got 3 crates each of peach, pears, and plums. Each plum was as large as our palm. First time in our life we had seen such big fruits, and they insisted that we take those fruits, and they gave all of us 3 cartons, and each tiny carton had 4 pieces, that is 4 pears, 4 peaches, and 4 plums. And we were just thrilled. It was way beyond lunchtime. We all piled into the coach, and we had a lovely, sumptuous, fruity lunch, so to say. And we just drove on to our next destination. So that is my travel story, guys. I hope you liked it.